Hello everyone, welcome back to more Terra Mystica. This is the last video in my series on Season 3 of the Fjords League. We'll be looking at the game in which I, as player 3, chose Cultists. Recall during faction selection, one of the things I was most excited about Cultists for was this early double brown. This is like the ideal Cultist setup. Coins is one of the best cult incomes, and getting the dig ahead of it is also great because cultists love to get digs from the cult tracks, and this lines them up nicely. And a late stronghold is totally fine, and I don't know, late temples maybe fine. Meh. The cult scoring stronghold sanctuary distance seems okay. I think that having placed dwellings here, it's pretty clear that my plan is like sanctuary here, stronghold here for a distance of 2, 4, 6, 7, which seems pretty tolerable. This will certainly have a neighbor. Dwarves will want C6 at some point. And sanctuary kind of wants to be here because this is where we're building the first temple, obviously. The other players are Darklings, Dwarves, and yellow Ice Maidens. Kind of wish they weren't yellow. It's kind of encroaching on my brown territory. But the Dwarves were one of the factions I believe I considered viable here. They've got a pretty reasonable scoring track, including, in particular, early Earth. But it's also like not that high scoring a game, I think. There's not a lot of places where you can capitalize on the round scoring, right? On the other hand, in the bonus tiles are also very good for dwarves. There's plenty of scoring here. We're missing only the shipping scoring, which dwarves don't care about, and also the shipping bonus tile. So those are two things dwarves don't care about, which is quite nice. And what else are we missing here? The dig, right? Yeah. Dwarves, I mean, they in some situations would advance dig, and then they can like turn workers into points very cheaply with tunneling and digging. But maybe not. But also, like, I don't know, the fact that the dig bonus is not here, I think is sort of encouraging for someone who wants to get their digs from the cult track. But I don't know, I'm not going to get that many, right? So I guess the main thing is that, like, I don't know, cultists just seem fine. And they're just like generally good. I don't know, looking back on it, I'm not sure how good cultists really were. They have this great early start, but after that, it's not so great for them. I don't know, you can get the Sanctuary round 3 quite comfortably. And then Dwelling Temple Stronghold is natural enough, I suppose. So the round track, the scoring track seems to line up okay for them. The income track is kind of meh. I don't know. So fourth player took the priest. Seems reasonable with the digs coming up. And also, by the way, chose to start with air 2 for the power, which we talked about. I think this happened in my other Ice Maidens game, right? It's just a scoring tile that's nice for Ice Maidens because having power is especially good in round 1, so you can secure the double dig early. I took the worker and the power. I don't remember if I had a specific plan. I think I wanted to get to the double dig early. See if I can get it before the Ice Maidens. Yeah, that makes sense. All I need is 2 leech, which I should be able to get. And I don't know whether the Ice Maidens will have 2 leech in time. I guess they will. These guys will upgrade. So I don't know. Or they only need 1. But even if I only get a single dig, it's like fine. And like, I don't want the points tiles that badly. Maybe I could have taken this one. I don't know. Yeah, like on reflection, why did I think 3 power was better than a worker? I'm guessing it's because I plan to take some power actions. We'll see what happened. Everyone except Ice Maidens started with a trading post, and Ice Maidens took the worker action first. So they have some big plans. I'm not sure exactly what they are yet. And of course, I'm investing all my cult steps into Earth for a while. But I don't have to rush into picking up Earth 2. Ah, yes. The Ice Maidens having taken the worker power action means I don't have to worry about them taking the dig. But, you know, someone else might take it, and so I grab it right away. There's no rush to get Earth 1 as well, since they don't have a trading post yet. So I just grabbed it before something bad could happen to it. And I dug H3 from red to brown, creating a nice path over to H2 and G3. I actually wrote something about this in my notes, though. Should I have built E7 here and dug H3 to yellow instead? I would get one more dwelling instead. The way I actually played it, I get one more dwelling. I can build on both of these in this round. But I might never get E7 if I go this way, right? Like, because where am I spending my cult spade? If I spend it here, I don't know. I'm not sure why I thought it would be hard to get E7. It doesn't look that hard. It's just... Oh, because it's if I don't... No. Why do I think it's hard to get E7? Who else wants it? I guess I'm a little worried the cultists might... Or the Darklings are threatening, because it's just sitting there yellow, and that's only 2 digs away from them. If I spend my cult dig on E7 at the end of this round, the Darklings may have already built to F7, and if they go before me, they can just dig this straight to brown. So it's a little scary to build E7 first. But with the line I currently took, I might never get E7. I don't know. Whereas if I build here and turn this red, or yellow, it's easy to just use my one cult spade to dig this to brown at the beginning and take it in round 2. I don't think it's impossible for me to get to 8 Earth, but I don't know if it's really worth the investment. Okay, so now I have all this going, and I can just grab Earth 1, and I've got 2 lovely buildings to make, and plenty of workers to do it. The other players with temples, I'll take Earth 1. And Darklings dig over to G7 instead of F7, which is a little bit interesting. I think that's a mistake. Like, who's going to take H7 from you, right? I'm not going to get 2 shipping anytime soon, whereas I am going to take E7. I feel like if you take F7, you can threaten to take E7 from me, and also you get more leaps that way, so I don't know. Seems like an error. Interesting, by the way, to note that dwarves tunneled early, rather than... Well, they couldn't really spring for any digs. Well, they could have. They could have single dug somewhere, right? I think they're probably like saving up for a double dig in round 2 and figuring, tunneling for 1 dwelling is fine. I just got my 2 dwellings down, and did I get any power actions? Ice Maidens took the workers, Darklings took the priests. I got the double dig. Oh, right, of course, that's the one I took. Dwarves took the coins. There you go. That's where they all went. I'm ending the round at 6 Earth, which is... I'm sorry, 5 Earth, which is fine. How about pass order? I believe I'm about to pass here. Not much I can do with 1 worker. I guess I could build another trading post? That's not insane. Coins are pretty good. Right, if I like burn 1 and convert 3 power to a worker, I could build a trading post. I'm not sure. Let's find out. Nope, I didn't. Everyone just passed in a big hurry there. Darklings took the coins. I took the dwelling scoring. And Ice Maidens finally built their temple, taking Earth 2. I took the sanctuary scoring. Yeah, dwelling scoring is pretty nice because I'll have a few dwellings and it gives me some coins. I don't know. Maybe I should have taken the coins. But I didn't have a choice. The coins were taken in front of me, right? Yeah. I think I'd rather have the coins. I'd rather have, like... I guess it's a difference of 4 coins because they each had 1 on them. I'd rather have 4 coins than like 3 points or something, right? Yeah, for sure. If I could have, I would have taken the coin tile. But okay, it's a spade scoring round, so if I can get any digs, and also a dwelling scoring round for me, so any digs I can get will be great. Can I manage the double dig? Maybe. Looks like I did. No, the dwarves took the double dig. So I got only the single dig and took G3. Right, because E7 I transformed but haven't built on yet, so I can't spend a dig there anyway. Okay, fine. It would have maybe been nice to build and then try to double dig somewhere, but that's a little bit greedy. This is just staking out all the space I need for a town and getting me some leech over here and also some cult steps. Giving and getting leech, I guess. Okay. What else can I do this round? I feel like I passed quite soon. Like, I'm sending a priest to Earth for sure. And I guess I build a trading post, right? I must. Oh no, another dwelling. Sure. And then pass? Yeah, I got the trading post scoring. Oh yeah. So first of all, I got 5 points for my pass tile as well, which is like fine. I'd probably still rather have the 4 points, but it's not bad. But now I get the trading post scoring going into a round where I'm going to be like, you know, with 9 extra coins and 1 million dwellings on the board, I'm just going to be thrilled to build 3 or 4 trading posts. So I'm happy with this bonus tile for sure. The extra worker also helps. I have 7 worker income already? God, this is insane. I guess one of them is from the bonus tile, but I do have 5 dwellings, so that's 6. Cool. Pretty nice looking round. In terms of points, I don't know. I'm ahead, but not by any amazing margin. So the round begins, and I'm second. Darklings. Well, even if I wanted coins, I'm unlikely to be able to take them, right? Maybe Darklings build their sanctuary, actually. If they do, I get enough leech that I could take the coin action if I were willing to burn 4 for it. I don't know if I am, though. Having only 4 power left as a kind of high power faction and then building a bunch of trading posts seems sort of dangerous. Oh, wow. I actually squeezed in my sanctuary this round? Of course, it's a sanctuary scoring round. And I'm about to build a bunch of trading posts, so I take water 1. Often, like, getting earth 1 and then water 1 is a bit like, ooh, oh, my poor economy. But I think that taking it at this point, when I have a plan to follow it up with 3 trading posts, is pretty reasonable. A, of course, because it scores, but B, because my economy will be just fine. I have, like, I'll have 6 coin income, and also the cult worker income, I should be able to get, like, 2 workers, maybe? So plus my 2 dwellings, that seems totally manageable. But one thing this game is I did not have that many workers most rounds, I think. I built fairly tall. Or I built tall a bit sooner than usual, because these 5 dwellings obviously speak of wide, but that quickly changed. It was really just in like rounds 1 and 2, because I had the dwelling scoring and nothing much else to do. And also the coin income, right? So it nicely balanced out. So I basically just... Oh yeah, I can send a priest to air as well to get an extra worker. Nice. And then I just build some trading posts. Oh, I get a town. Do I take the coin town? Coin town seems good. I did take the coin town. Very good. Yeah, that's how I can finish the town without having to dip into my power so much. And for most of the rest of this game, I believe I was fairly careful to keep my power reserves high so I could accept a bunch of leech. Now, that's not like the most important thing to work on, and if there are important things to do with my power, then I should and I assume did do them. But it's nice to be near the top of your power if you don't have anything super important to do with it. It just makes it much more convenient to accept medium-sized to small-sized leech instead of having to take some large leech. But there you go. Trading post, here we go. And I'm getting 3 workers from air, so, 6 workers, 6 coins, a priest, 4 power, it's pretty good. And ahead of everyone on points by a substantial margin before I even do this pass. So I'm pretty happy with how things are looking there. What else am I doing? I guess I'm probably passing here, right? Yeah. And what options do I have for pass tiles? Ooh, dwelling scoring, right? Because it's a dwelling round coming up. I'm going to try to build at least these 2 and maybe ship to here. Yeah, so I assume I get bonus 9, right? Nice. Very good. Okay, and the other guys wrap up their stuff with who knows what. Cool. And I get to be second again. I'm a little bit uncomfortable with having maxed out my power, but I think I don't know. Maybe I should have converted 1 more to power before passing so that I could accept some leech from Darklings turn 1 this round. I'm not sure. But this way I also have a bunch of coins, power rather, which I can do things with. It would be nice to get the coins, but I assume the Darklings take them. Oh, right, and I want the double dig anyway, so I double dug D4, sure. I have a solid coin income, which is something nobody else can say, and so I can spend my power on other stuff. And I grab D4, and I'm like, great, I'm securing C7. That's like the square I need to make my big Sanctuary Stronghold play. And as predicted, it'll have a neighbor, even if not C6, then D8, 5. And so I build my dwelling, and I assume at some point I build... So, by the way, you might think it's a bit wasteful to have built 2 trading posts here, because, I'm building a stronghold here anyway to complete the town. Isn't it kind of wasted? Yeah, but I've had a lot of trouble in Fjords on, securing enough territory to make 3 towns at all. And so the idea of, overbuilding a single town is not very high on my priority list. I was perfectly happy to put down another trading post. I would have preferred to put it here, but that's not the highest priority. So now something happened in this round. What happened here? Did I do anything? I took the priest action. Because I was not getting that much leech accepted for building these, and I was going to have trouble getting to 4 power. So I figured I'll send a priest to water to get to 4, and when I build C7, the dwarves auto-accept that power, and that'll get me to 4. It would have been nice if they'd accepted D4 as well, but what can you do? Yeah, so I wrote something down in this round. I wrote 2 things down in this round, actually. And one of them is sort of a spoiler about what happens in the next round. But what is the position right now? What are we worried about? What's happening? So, okay. Let's kind of talk through what I should have been thinking about, but wasn't. How are my chances of winning this game looking? What do I really need to do to win? What do I need not to happen to win? Stuff like that. In terms of points, at the current moment, I'm doing well. I'm ahead of Darklings, which is not a huge surprise. They did some sort of questionable stuff, I think, including delaying the Sanctuary for so long. I forget what the other questionable one was, but I did mention one. I'm way ahead of Ice Maidens. And they don't really have a scoring engine. They might try to win on endgame stuff like network maybe, but their network is kind of pitiful right now. they're doing fairly well on the cults. So they're going to be fighting me for some cults. I should be able to get Earth easily. Probably one other. Not two others, because I'm not going to have 3 keys, and I assume they'll be able to get to 10 on 2 if they want, like, say, these two. They might pass me on air, but probably not. I'm the one who can take single steps cheaply, and there's no priest space left. So the dwarves are the main threat, and they're doing pretty well on points. They have no dwelling scoring, but they do have trading post scoring, and they've still got a town coming. Plus, of course, their tunneling points. And a pretty reasonable economy, including a lot of workers. So, the dwarves are a threat. And I've finished my 2 towns already, so it's like, what do I need to do to still make more points? I need to make sure I can do well on the cults, but that should be fine. Oh, I haven't even built my 2nd town yet, that's right. Right, because what we're talking about is actually what should be a town decision. I made, I think, although I'd like to work it out over the course of this video whether I'm actually right about that, I made the wrong choice about a town, I think. I think if I had taken a better town, I could have done better this game. So the one thing that, like, I've sort of been assuming is that I'll be able to connect up. Right? Like, this Sanctuary Stronghold thing, I assumed it in the beginning. And I was like, yeah, there's several squares I could use to connect up via. And in particular, I had sort of like assumed that, okay, dwarves will try to get e4, d1. Maybe they'll succeed, maybe they'll fail. But if they fail, I can take c4. Right? It's like a nuisance to me, but I can ship around the long way. And I didn't really notice. It snuck up on me that Ice Maidens had taken c4. And now my alternate path of connecting instead of through here is looking very bad, right? If I had 3 ship, I could take b5 and b4, which is 5 digs for me, and also e3, which is a 6th, and 3 shipping, right? So it's not impossible, but I'm like, it's getting very expensive, and also Ice Maidens are yellow, so they might take b5, and then I'm really dead. I would need like d2 and b4. Well, okay, d2 and b3, I guess, would be cheaper. And then still e3, which is another 6 digs. And my income is like, I don't have a ton of worker income. It's not like I can advance a dig to take those 6 digs. So where am I going to get them from? Answer, nowhere. So I really need like d1 or e4. And right now, the dwarves are not in a position to take e4, right? They don't have that much power. The dig actions are gone anyway, so they could spend 6 workers on it. Or they could just tunnel to d1 and, like, I don't know, maybe bridge to e3 as their town if I cut them off at e4. But at any rate, they're not in a position to immediately take it. They have better things to do right now, I think. And so what I really should be doing is building a plan for round 5. How am I going to get e4? Because surely dwarves are nervous about e4 as well. It's like the thing that's getting them a town. It's helping them. Well, e4 doesn't really matter for them connecting, because they can just go d1, b4, no problem. They're planning to take d1 and b4 anyway, and that's connecting. But this tile is very important to them for town purposes. So what I really should be thinking is, how do I get e4 before the dwarves are ready to take it? And if I pass before them and have 2 shipping already, then I can just take it as my first action in round 5. Assuming I have enough power, which I will. Right, I already have... Well, I need to gain a bit more, but I should be able to. Yeah, well, actually, maybe I won't. Yeah, just building a trading post will do it. That's 2 more power income. Even if nobody accepts my leech, although I think they will. So, I can only advance ship once this round. So my town tile should be geared towards getting me advanced ship, because if I don't, the dwarves will have time to, like, take the double dig as their first action. And I'll have to, like, say advance ship once now and once at the beginning of round 5, but then it's too late. They grab my tile. So I should have taken either the shipping town... What am I... Oh, I'm sending my priest, sure. I end up taking the single cult town to max out Earth and make some good progress on these other cults and cash in some points, which is great. You know, cult points are good. And it gets me right, because they end up not accepting my leech here. And so the cult town actually gets me to Water 4, which is a priest. And I was like, oh, I love a priest. I got to get there. But that was just too short-sighted. I don't know. Yeah, because I think I can still get out of this round before the dwarves. Somehow or other. So if this were the shipping town, I'd have, like, a lot less power, but it would still be enough to double dig next round. And then I could build F2. And so, by the way, I did advance ship here. And then I think I declined to build F2 so I could get out early. Yeah. I got out early to grab a nice bonus tile, which will be worth a fair number of points, and also a position ahead of the dwarves in the passing order. But I only have 1 shipping. If this had been the shipping town, I could have done the same early pass, not taking F2 even though it's available. Or actually, I wouldn't have had to advance ship. So I could take the shipping town and build F2 and pass, instead of take the cult town, advance ship and pass. Or no, because I want to advance ship a second time. Yes, right. Or likewise, I believe I could have taken the priest town, and that might have been even better, because then I could just advance ship and put these extra coins to use, giving me several points. So it turns out that I get to go first, and I advance ship, but dwarves take the double dig and take E4 away from me. And suddenly, I'm not able to connect up, and that's like probably not 36 points that I'm losing. But if you look at other players, like, how are their Sanctuary Strongholds looking? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ice Maidens, like 3, maybe. 4 if this becomes a Sanctuary, perhaps. And for me, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I probably have 18 points there, right? If I can connect up. The Darklings, there's a few places they could build a stronghold. Over here to finish this town seems like an obvious choice. But maybe up here, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, so this stronghold looks like 18 points to me to be able to connect up. Plus whatever I get on network, which is looking like probably not 18, but 6 to 12 maybe? I should beat the Ice Maidens and maybe the Darklings, maybe not, maybe tie. But so this E4 square is worth 30 points to me. And I just, like, did not realize the importance of that until it was too late. I was like, a cult town seems pretty good. I get points. Wow, points. But I didn't realize how endangered E4 was and put together a plan that would have let me take it. I don't know, maybe if I had threatened that, dwarves would have realized what's up and passed even earlier. you know, good for them if so, but I think I should at least try. And then if they do, I don't have to early pass. I can at least take F2. And the other, so, okay, the other note I wrote about this round is delaying my pass so long was pretty dangerous. I didn't recognize at first how valuable it'd be to get the trading post scoring tile, and was focused instead on getting a dwelling in the scoring round. Even with the dwelling scoring tile in hand, an early pass is better, I wrote. I think just because, I mean, like, yes, you get 3 more points for building the dwelling this round, but if it means you miss out on the trading post scoring, that's a bunch more points. And even more so, by the way, if it means you miss out on connecting. And I write, at this point, I have to give up on connecting, which is pretty bad. Because by the time I'm, like, choosing to pass, it's too late. The dwarves are going to be able to get E4. I don't have the resources. I don't know. Shouldn't I have bought a priest? No, the priest power action's gone. I don't have enough power to... I bet I do have enough power, don't I? Yeah. I could have actually taken the 5 power to priest conversion. Burn 1, convert another to coins, advance ship. But the problem is if I do that, dwarves will just pass, and they're going to get there before I do anyway. So that's why it was important to have... that's why the shipping town is better than the priest town, because it lets me take fewer turns. Yeah, so shipping town, advance ship, pass. That would have been the right turn here, the right round. But, you know, I gave up on connecting, but my score is still pretty solid, I think, right? I have 69, dwarves has 71, but I'm also about to pick up 3 more from passing, and also, like, a ton of points on cults, right? 16, maybe as much as 8 more over here, 24? Maybe that's going to be enough to fight on network. Plus, now that I don't have to connect, I can afford to just do whatever the scoring track tells me. Build some temples this round. Build my stronghold next round, which I was planning to do anyway. So I think I'm still in it at this point. Where are we? We have advanced to round 5. And I do try advanced ship, but dwarves take E4. They were watching it carefully, and they saw I was threatening it. So, I don't know. Kind of sad. What am I doing with all my shipping now? I ended up building some more dwellings, but it was never really my priority. I don't know. I think I might have built 1 too many temples this round. But I was kind of focused on, like, let's just win all the cults and get points for my temples. Obviously, I can't win all the cults, but... what the heck did I do here? Oh, I sent a priest to fire, sure. And then I took water too to, like, make it difficult for Ice Maidens to stay, like, make them at least work to stay in first. Oh yes, the other thing I should have mentioned of the note that I took is it was very greedy for me to, we gotta go back a bit further, to round 1 here, turn 1 advanced shipping. It makes some sense as a desperation play. Like, maybe the dwarves are bad players. They could be. I'm not in Division 1 or anything. And then I can take E4. Against good players, I would assume E4 is gone. And then it's like, well, what else should what's my highest priority now? Coins, probably, right? My plan for the round involves building a lot of temples and stuff, and those are expensive. And I definitely am going to be converting power to coins if I don't take a power action. Oh, and also building some trading posts. So I instead was like, well, you know what? I'll gamble. I'll see if dwarves will give me E4. And if they don't, then probably Ice Maidens will take the coin action, but maybe they won't. Maybe they have another priority. They didn't take it as their first action. Maybe they won't take it as their second action either. I think that they took a dig, right? Yeah, they dug up here. With the single dig or the double dig? Yeah, the single dig. So they have enough left to take the coins, but, you know, maybe they have something else to do. Maybe they're a bad player. I don't know. Nobody could be bad enough to not take the coins in this situation, right? But so, against players I'm sure are good, I would give up on e4 and just take the coins now as a consolation. Instead, I advanced ship, hoping dwarves would be asleep at the wheel. And if they were alert, hey, maybe Ice Maidens are bad players too, and then I can still get the coins. So, it's like if either of my opponents is disastrously bad, I come out at least as good by advancing ship now. But if they're both solid players, then I basically give up 3 coins for free. I'm not really sure which of those is the right choice to make, and you have to model like what the probabilities are you think your opponents are of various skill levels and so on. I think it was too greedy, but I don't know, like, is 3 coins going to make the difference to winning? Like, probably not. Is e4 going to make the difference to winning? Like, absolutely yes. Or maybe, anyway. If I get it, I will win. If I don't get it, I might win. So I think it's reasonable to take a gamble there. It didn't pan out, though. So, right, water 2. And, yeah, so this was actually kind of exciting. This is a thing that I remember reading about, but was just like, that sounds so edge casey, it would never happen. And then it happened to me in this game, which is a way in which the Snellman website on which we play is not... It is well known to not be a completely faithful implementation of the rules. There are a few itsy-bitsy, teeny-tiny edge cases that come up rarely, and a few things that are, like, intentionally not quite following the rules. Like, in particular, allowing players to make leech decisions before... allowing a player to continue acting even though someone else's leech action is pending. Right? In the real rulebook, it's like leech must be resolved immediately after the structure is built. And Snellman allows you to, if you don't care what decision someone will make about leech, you can take your turn or make your leech decision before they do, before they make their leech decision. Just saying, I don't care what you do, I'm going to do this. If you do care, you can press wait, and it'll be like, okay, I'll enforce turn order. So it's kind of a way to, like, speed up the game when it doesn't matter, but still have the rules when it does. So the edge case about which I am talking in this case, though, is one where there is no button to say, hey, please actually enforce the rules. Which is, I'm Cultists, and I'm about to build a temple for Air 1, because what I need is points, and what I have is trading posts, right? And that'll get me to 9 on Air, and if someone accepts Leech, as Darklings will probably do, then I can spend my Cult Step on Air. Fine. But the Darklings are after Dwarves, and Dwarves might well take their turn before Darklings have made their Leech decision. And they could build the Air 3 Temple and lock in Air 10 before I have a chance to use my Cult Step on Air 10. And there's no button to say, I want to wait to see what my opponents do about Leech from my action before I end my action, my turn. For most players, most actions, there's nothing you can possibly do in reaction to someone else's Leech. But for Cultists and Shapeshifters, there is, and like it would be ideal if there was a button that would say, I just took my action for the turn, but I'm still not done. Please let me go again. Please don't let anyone else take their turns until the Leech decisions are resolved. There is no such button. So I actually wrote a chat message. It was like, hey, dwarves, you may not be aware, there's like a there's a timing issue that, like, where Snellman is not a faithful interpretation of the rules. So, like, if you are planning to build the Air 3 temple, please hang on until the Darklings have accepted their leech so that I can go in there first. And the dwarves are like, I'm not building that temple anyway, so it was fine. I got my leech, and the dwarves did something else this round. They, I guess it would be easier to look at the action list, huh? They bought a priest, sure. I feel a little bit still, like, uncertain about this second temple. It's investing a lot of my resources and also taking away my trading post pass points, but it also let me buy, like, trading post pass points. I have enough power that I can, like, get up to 3 trading posts, which is fine. So there you go. And I don't know. I've passed at this. No, I haven't. I took my water 2 cult step favor and moved up on fire. I expect the Ice Maidens to pass me on both of these, but I want to stay ahead of the laggards back there. Basically. Oh, and I built B6 as well. Oh, yes. Here was another thing I wrote down in my notes that I feel bad about. I was, like, making up my plan for the next round, and it involved having a fair number of workers, and I don't have that many dwellings right now. And so I was like, I'm probably going to take the worker action this round. But I was like, I'll take some cult steps to, like, so I have to burn less or something. No. Just so I can more cheaply accept power, basically, like the ultimate greed. And I was looking around, I was like, I don't think anybody else wants the worker power action. Look how many workers they all have. But the dwarves were like, screw you, I'm dwarves, I'm taking it. Right? They took this cult step here. When did they take that cult step? There's a turn missing in the log. Isn't there? Action Act 2. Wait. Action Act 3. Where did they... Am I insane? Oh no, they're still at 4. It was the Ice Maidens who went up. I was like, they went from 4 to 5, but I don't see an action for it, and they didn't. They were the ones who stayed at 4. Okay. So they still took the worker action here. And that was really a big blow for me. Not just because I want the workers, which I do, but I can, like, get them next round. It's not the end of the world. But more importantly, it makes a big difference for tempo. Because if we look at the pass tiles that are available, the ones in here all suck. I want one with points printed on it, and I can't get one. I can't take enough actions to get there slowly. So the worker power action let the dwarves slow down by 2. I say 2 because first they can take the power action. Second, they can spend the workers on, like, tunneling somewhere, right? And it stopped me from slowing down by, I think, 2 for similar reasons. Maybe just 1. And so the dwarves actually were, like, they waited as long as they could and built some, like, tunnels. If we look at the end of round actions here. Or, yeah, they dug and built, spending 3 workers? They have digging level 1? No. Why does it say minus... Oh, they didn't tunnel. They just dug out B4 because it's important to them, sure. And if they didn't get the worker power action, I believe... Yeah, they would not really have enough workers left to profitably stall again. I don't know. I think if they really, really wanted to, they could hang on and force me to take a bad tile. But it would just be much, much better for me to take the power action first. And it was just like, the benefit of taking it later is so minor. Like, I really should not have been gambling with that. I just kind of looked at everyone else's boards. I was like, they don't want workers. But as the dwarves player pointed out in the chat, you can never have too many workers when you're dwarves. They just love turning workers into points. I'm not so convinced of that when you have 8 dwellings already. It's kind of hard to do a bunch of tunneling when you haven't advanced digs. You can't just spend 2 on digging something to get points, and you can't build a bunch of dwellings either. So I don't know. But they do have a bunch of coins coming in, so we'll see. Why do they have so many coins coming in, by the way? Oh, right. Priest income, sure. Everyone has a bunch of coins coming in from priest income now. So I end up with a shitty bonus tile. And I'm actually, like, kind of still in contention. I'm way up on points compared to everyone but dwarves. And my endgame scoring, like, okay, these are going to go away, probably. Maybe I can actually pass the Ice Maidens. It'll be a bit of work for them to connect up. And even if they do, they'll have to build a few more dwellings to pass me. But, like, air and earth are locked up. Fire and water I'll probably get to keep. So most of the points I have I'll actually get to keep. And I'm about to build a very valuable stronghold. So I don't know. But I actually planned it out, and it's like, no, there's really no way I can compete with dwarves here. They just have to connect up and they'll be happy. And Ice Maidens did talk in the chat about, like, what if I take away B4 from you now? Because these are, you know, yellow Ice Maidens. It's not the end of the world. But dwarves can just tunnel to B3. It kind of is annoying for them, but not the end of the world. And I kind of had just, like, I don't know. This round my plan was very scatterbrained, and I was like, oh, you know, should I advance ship to 3? I guess. I could take E9. Wouldn't that be nice? But what I actually ended up doing was not take E9 because that's stupid. I built my stronghold here, by the way, just in case someone else doesn't connect up or doesn't build a stronghold. I'll at least be competing here. And I ended up getting the single power action to take E3. I don't know, what else did I do this round? It's not super important, right? I stalled, I advanced ship, and then I dug. Sure. I don't know why I was like... this is all in the wrong order. Like, I should have dug first and then advanced ship so that I don't lose access to dig action. I was kind of at this point still thinking of building over here because this looks like a larger network. But even before building, this one's already size 5, and it just takes a single dig to get to 3 spaces. Whereas this is, like, not great. So I didn't go this way. I went over here. I just, like, built those, and I ended up converting priests to workers to finish up the builds. And I just felt like a pretty crummy last round where my economy was not doing the right things. I didn't have that much to build after building my stronghold, and, like, I really wish I'd gotten the worker action last round. But even if I had, like, what was I going to do? Build another trading post? Sure. And, you know, we can skip ahead really to the end of the game now. I'm already past. The other stuff just happens. And the Darklings did end up getting their stronghold all the way up here, so they tied with dwarves for distance. Ice Maidens beat me with 3 compared to 1. And in the end, I lost by a pretty sizable margin, 18. Not humongous, but definitely large. I think I won by 18 in my Witches game, maybe? Something like that. It was about that size. And the other players were close behind by 6 and by 10. And, you know, on the whole, not that disappointing a game. I did a lot of stuff right. And I just missed how important E4 was. I wasn't paying attention to C4 because it was my backup plan. But I didn't really think about the fact that Ice Maidens would ever go there. Like, they're yellow even. It's not even far away. I was just, like, not thinking. Of course they'll take C4 and bridge to it for their town. So I just took connecting for granted and did not really realize how important E4 was. But, you know, I managed to get a very high score considering that I did not connect on network for either of the endgame scoring bonuses, right? I think did a good job of, you know, I got my favorite tiles when I needed them. Like how many trading posts did I build in the game? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I scored 5 of them, which is the best you can do. I got 12 points for passing with trading posts, 15 points for passing with dwellings, 24 on the cults, 8 for temples, you know, 6 for air 1, a few points for this stuff. On the whole, I think my performance was fine. Dwarves were in a good position here, but I think they let me maybe... Well, I had a chance to make the game difficult for them, and I didn't take it. And instead, the game was difficult for me, and I barely squeaked out second. So that's the season over. I got 1-1-2-3, which is still the worst performance I've gotten in any league so far. If you've watched the whole, like, all my tournament series, in the first season I got, I think, 21. First, second. Then I got 1-1-2-2. Last season I got 1-1, tied for second, third. Oh, is that actually worse? Or no, I got first, second, tied for second. That's right. Yeah. And this time I'm getting first, second, third. So a gradual decline as I guess, continue to find stronger players. And the Dwarves player in this game has secured first place in the league. They have won all 3 of their games that have finished so far, giving them 18, which is unbeatable. And I really have no idea how they're going to do in this game as Chaos Magicians. But, you know, just looking at the projected scores and not really thinking very hard, it seems plausible they'll come as first or second, maybe third. Maybe the Yetis have more coming than I realize. I don't know. They've already built both of their towns. They're already connected up. So I don't see them doing anything too amazing. And Chaos Magicians love being incentivized to build temples. So they'll probably storm the cults a bit here. On the other hand, there's not really much to do. You're already winning. You lock in the win on air and advance on water just because, I suppose. Yeah, air 1, water 2, and then spend the water 2 step on air. Seems fine. And can you afford a second temple? It would be hard. You know, they have the double key town. They could conceivably win 3 cults. Yeah, they could lock in air and water without too much work. Just send 1 priest to water in combination with all the other stuff I said. Which, I mean, that's what their projected score already says, so they have to do all that to save their projected score. I don't know. So it looks like that player's going to win the league, and I'll maybe come second. I'm not sure how everyone else is doing. It's harder to tell. Let me see if I can get the spreadsheet for you, actually. I didn't have this queued up before starting the video. There we go. If we look at season 3, here's my league. We look at how everyone's doing. It looks like, yeah, they've tallied all the scores of all the games that have finished. Oh, yeah, I'm at 16. And indeed, no one else can touch Barnawal. Even last place would be good enough. And it looks like I'm the other main contender. Yeah, no one else is getting close to second. So, yes, I have secured second place. Which is nice, I suppose. But I would have preferred a few more points. Still, I'll take what I can get. I think this is a performance that accurately reflects my ability, and Barnawal just played better than I did. And I made a big blunder in my... I don't know. I made big blunders in every game probably, but the one that cost me the most for sure was losing connection here. Okay, so that's all the Terra Mystica for this season. As I record this, it's like September 17th, but I think this game finished like 2 days ago on the 15th, so less than half a month. Really, really great pacing compared to the normal tournament, where in some seasons my games have gone almost to the very end of the allocated time. This last season the games were all fast, and they finished in less than a month, but even faster in Fjords. So it was a nice experience, and I really enjoyed the Fjords map. Fighting for space has never been so intense. The extra endgame scoring, the fire and ice stuff is meh. It's like fine. It's an incentive to build more economy, and you get to see factions doing weird stuff, but I don't really care that much about it. I like the map more than the other stuff. Anyway, so as I said, that's it for Terra Mystica this season. But you can expect some more videos from me at the beginning of the month when the next season starts, and I'll be in Division 4 of the main Terra Mystica tournament. So you have that to look forward to. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.